Hey guys, it's Megan. I'm gonna try to do a video right now the best I can. Jamie's sleeping a little bit over here, and sometimes when he's sleeping, if I start talking, he starts to answer me, even if I'm not talking to him. So, hopefully he doesn't and I can get my video done. I was in a marriage that, eventually ended, and one of the things that caused some big problems in the marriage, within the marriage, that ultimately did cause it to end, was infidelity. Part of it was before, and part of it was after my ex-husband started getting on these dating websites. Now, I know it's all the rage now to be online, be on a dating website, and sorry, I just gotta reposition this. Alright, yeah, to be on a dating website and meet somebody. Well, I can tell you from experience that those kind of things can cause problems in a marriage. It's easy to hide behind a screen, and talk to people, or, use your phone to text or message people on the dating websites. I myself dabbled around on some of the online dating after my ex-husband moved out. Now, what I'm really wanting to talk to you guys about is safety when it comes to doing online dating, or any dating for that matter. I guess the same could be said if you go on a blind date. You don't know the person. Nowadays, blind dates, I guess, are more uncommon, but you meet friends of friends or colleagues of friends, and you start a relationship that way, and that's good and everything. Here are a few tips that I myself have learned the hard way, because, to be honest with you, the only 100% safe way is to know the person before you go out with them. And even then, you may not really know the person. Alright, first tip is check, if there's any possible way, check the person out before you meet up with them. Background check, phone number check, whatever information you have on the person, check. Check out their names. You can go onto there's state pages where you can go and check the name of the person if you know their first and last name, and a few small little details about them. You can find out if they have a record, or if they've ever been arrested, or if they kind of have trouble with the law, or any type of thing. Some of those sites you have to pay for, but sometimes it's better to pay and know a little bit before you go out with the person than to go out with somebody and be in the dark. There's a well-known dating site called Plenty of Fish. A lot of people have met on there for the right reasons and for the wrong reasons. And I dabbled on that website for a while. There are several free ones, although they do have ones that you can pay for. Now, the best thing is to get to know the person a little bit before you meet them. Don't just assume you're going to know them right off the bat. Talk to them a little bit before you meet them, like texting, or if you want to Skype them, FaceTime, I don't know all the little lingos that they have now, so you can see the person you're talking to is actually who you think they are. Get to know them, find out things about them. That way you're not walking into a trap. Always, always, always meet in a public place. Have an escape plan. Have means to call somebody or have somebody with you off in a distance. Maybe if you're going to a coffee shop or a restaurant, you have somebody come with you, but you have them sitting off at a table or something away from you, but they can still see. Make sure that somebody knows where you're going, what time you think you'll be back. A way to reach you. You have to leave information so that if something were to happen to you, that somebody would know where to look. Let's see. Go someplace where you have a chance to talk to the person and it's not too noisy, but it's a public place. Let's see. The whole bar scene is good and bad. It's mostly bad because when you get alcohol involved, your inhibitions go away and you might do something that you'll later regret, or somebody may do something to you that you will later regret. Let's see. Said always have a backup plan. From a woman's and a man's perspective, have enough money that you can either A, make a phone call, B, cover your meal no matter where you go, C, call a taxi or figure out a way to get to a friend's house or something. If you suspect that the date isn't going well and you need to leave, don't, how do I put this the right way? These days, most people have a cell phone. Sorry, the computer kind of fluctuated. These days, most people have a cell phone, and make sure your cell phone's charged up. Don't carry your money all in the same place. Maybe hide a little, a few bills in your shoe, or, in your pocket, or, if a woman wants to, a lot of women carry stuff in their bra, hide a little bit there if you have to, so that if something happens and somebody tries to take your stuff, you still have a backup plan. I used to go on a date and I would have one or two of my friends either call or text me, and it would be a way of an out, basically. If something were going bad, you could make up an excuse and get out of there, and no harm, no foul. Let's see. Go out on a group gathering, you could do that, where you have a bunch of friends together and you guys meet up there. That way you're in an environment where you're not by yourself exactly. Let's see. If you're really looking for a date and not a hookup or a one-night stand, these are all good tips. You don't want to be, you don't want to make yourself too vulnerable. Make sure you're safe. I would not suggest, meeting up for hookups and stuff like that. It's a bad idea. I know a lot of you guys are going to look at my thing and say, you're a Christian, why are you talking like this? But the world we live in today, a date anymore isn't really a date because, how would you put this the right way? People are looking for a quick way to get what they want and get out, and, you know, you suffer for it. Online dating can be good, but if you think the person that you're seeing is one person and they turn to somebody else, you don't know what they know about you. Don't give out your address right away. If your date brings you home, you know, you don't always have to have them bring them to your house, or you just kind of need to work out a plan. You don't want if the date goes bad, you don't want the person following you home, because then they know where you live at. Let's see. Once you have had your first initial date and you guys get to know each other and you're hitting it off well, it's a good idea to, not right away, but, you know, adequate time, introduce them to your friends so your friends can check them out. Maybe double date with a couple friends or something, and you guys can let them get to know him or her, and vice versa. Don't go off where people can't reach you and not sort of report in, I guess you would say. Make it a point to just be aware. There's too many cases of dates gone bad. Somebody meets somebody, they let them come to their house, and they kill them, or they rape them, or they rob them, or they rob them, they rape them, they leave them for dead. You know, there's horror stories out there. I'm not telling you this because, you know, I'm trying to scare you. I'm telling you it because of the reality of the situation. Alright. That being said, this evening I went online kind of researching for ideas for upcoming videos and such, and I went on a couple of the dating websites and just kind of forming the idea of doing a video about this. And it's sad, it really is, because I'm so grateful I'm not out there like that. Just on a couple of the sites that I was on, I recognized a couple people that I actually know or knew, and you want people to find love, and you want people to accept each other. That is something that you want. But it's almost easier to meet somebody who you work with or go to school with or is a friend of a friend, because maybe then you have, it's not so anonymous, and they can't, what's the right word, I want to say, they can't catfish you because somebody knows them. Know what you want. Know that there's a right way and a wrong way to get it. Dating isn't easy. And just, like you said, have an escape. Like I said, have an escape plan. You know, hope for the best, because most times you're not going to have anything bad happen. But on the off chance it does, just prepare yourself. From experience, I've had several bad ones. I've had some things that shouldn't have happened happen, and I don't really, how's the right way I want to put this? If somebody's too affectionate and too clingy right away, this person has a control issue. And that can be said in any relationship, you know. It could be said with somebody you'd consider your best friend, and then you start dating and the person becomes really possessive and clingy. Keep your head on about things, you know, keep a good head on your shoulders. Know what you want, what you don't want, what you'll settle for, what you won't settle for. Don't let somebody pressure you into something that you don't want to do. And just, as long as you're being safe and somebody knows roughly where you're at and around, you know, kind of what time you're going to be back, or, excuse me, at least a general idea. Like, even if it's just a, you know, a good friend that you check in and said, hey, I just got home, date tonight was great, or I just got home and man, I am not going back out with this person again. I'm not saying that you have to be like a parent-child situation where you have to call your mom and say, hey, I'm home, or hey, I'll be home at this time. If I'm not at this time, you know, call the cops or anything like that. But, you know, just get a generalization. And the first dates are hard because you don't know what to expect, and get a chance to get to know the person. Check them out. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Better check them out and not find anything than not check them out and there be big, huge red flags. I've had those big, huge red flags. I got involved with a guy shortly after I separated from my marriage. I was in the process of starting procedures for divorce. In the state of Virginia, you have to be separated 6 months to a year before you can file. So I was in the separation stages. There was no chance of the marriage getting back together. I met this guy online. A guy friend that I had met that was dating another girl at the time, and my ex-husband and I all were out one night, and I needed some backup, so I don't drive. I had them come and just sort of sit at the same place I was at so that if something happened, I had a way out. I had my ride home planned. I had my way out. We went bowling. We sat around and talked, and then we went bowling. The guy was all over me. He just became too touchy-feely. I wound up dating him for a little while. I really wouldn't call it that. It was mostly him mooching off of me for a little while. And he beat me. He beat up on me. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened, and I kept trying to get away, and it was a bad situation, and I finally did get rid of him, but I had to almost file a restraining order. So, affection's good, but I don't want affection from somebody I don't know. I want to get to know somebody before I want affection from them. And I don't need somebody's hands all over me, and I don't need somebody getting angry because I won't turn the TV up so he can hear something in my own home when I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody and they want to ignore me. And that's how one of them started, where, you know, it was a conversation. I don't even know what the conversation was about, but that's irrelevant. And he beat me, he threw stuff at me, and he hit me. He actually knocked me out. So, just because you have your backup plan and you have everything does not mean that the person that you're going out with isn't going to be bad. Just dating in general, you just have to learn what you want and what you need. And I know I'm getting kind of long-winded, and some of you have already stopped the video before I even got to this part. So I'm going to close this one for now. Just beware when you're doing online dating. And actually, I'm not going to close this video yet. I have a couple more things to say. A lot of the people online that you see on the dating websites that says they're separated or they're divorced, unless you witness it or unless they show you their papers, you can't be sure that what they're saying is true. There are some people out there that are untruthful, and there's ones that look at those websites for cheating on their significant others, and they believe it's all right to do that. My ex-husband claimed he was going on there to make friends because he doesn't have that many friends. Well, when your character, not really your character, when you say one thing and do another, and people question your character, then, you aren't honest. So when you say you're going on there to make friends, you're really going on there to make a romantic connection. Because you have basically checked out of your marriage, or you want something on the side, and that's not okay. Alright, I am closing now. Everyone have a good night. Like, fave, share, subscribe. I need to get some more subscribers on my YouTube channel. I know I post these on here, but my YouTube handle is Megan Shepherd 81, MEGANSHEPPARD 81. You can type that in and it'll pull up all 72 videos I think I have so far. And my email address is Megan, MEGAN, Shepherd, SHEPPARD 81@gmail.com. Message, comment, whatever, and if you have questions, concerns, suggestions, put them on there, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks. Have a good night.